I have to say, I'll never forget the day when I was in my office, just a normal day as usual. I get a phone call from the local POTW, and they literally just say, "Hey, we can't take any more of your leachate." Okay, what do you mean can't take any more of my leachate? Well, is this temporary? Is this just for the day, the week, the month, or what do you mean? Well, we don't know right now. We just can't take any more of your leachate as of right now. Been several years of continuous service from them. Never had any issues, never had any disruptions cut off. So there really, truly wasn't a contingency in place at that time as to what we could do with leachate besides going to that local POTW. So that was a full-blown panic moment where, straight war room. We got to figure this out. What we're going to do, where we're going to go, because in the meantime, I have hundreds of thousands of gallons of leachate that we were generating every day with no home. Because of the strength, it's a very challenging material, and none of the local places could handle it. We did find facilities that was Delaware, New Jersey, and very distant places. So you got trucking issues, logistics, and then of course you don't have a permit at these places. So trying to get a permit in place, she sent in samples and trying to get all the paperwork done to satisfy requirements to even get an interim permit to even come in. It just took time. Water in the landfill means you have poor gas collection because gas doesn't travel through water. So poor gas collection means you have odor issues, which just keeps spawning on more and more problems for the landfill. And then furthermore, you have the regulatory requirements when you have water on your landfill liner head over a certain height, over a certain amount of time, that actually triggers a requirement that you have to report that as well. So, to deal with the agency, residents for odor complaints, and just, it was a full-blown nightmare for us. Just having the evaporators on site is invaluable. The fact that you can control what's going on your own location and give yourself the ability to operate and to be able to control some of your destiny with what goes on with your wastewater. It's awesome. We said number one is being able to have some control over that situation to start with, where you really have no control when everything's going off site. That alone is just huge as an operator of a landfill, being able to have some control over that operation, that system, and what it looks like. Obviously, the second benefit to me, which is a huge benefit, was cost. So trucking is very expensive. Obviously, you got to pay trucking, you got to pay disposal at the facility is going to, and to be able to process the water on site at a fraction of the cost as it does to truck it off site. So just the cost savings, the ability to process your own material, those two are probably the biggest driving factors behind putting a concentrator in place. So we went from one unit to a second unit and then to a third unit. So clearly the technology was working well, and the cost savings, it paid for itself in no time, to be honest with you. It's one of those return on investments come really fast when you're saving 75% over trucking.